Now, if you've been doing any shopping in central London recently, you may have noticed that it's been lit up to celebrate Ramadan again, which is now an annual tradition in the capital, and it's the first Western European capital to make the gesture since 2023. There may be nothing wrong with this in itself, but from the fact there's currently no plans to do the same for Easter, for example, and I may remind you that the beginning of Lent is only 4 days away, and this is supposedly a Christian country, the Mayor of London, Sadiq Khan, sees absolutely nothing wrong with this saying. At a time when there's so much ignorance and prejudice, we're showing the world that we just don't stand strong enough against hatred. We're also shining a light for hope. But I'm joined now by the broadcaster and neurodiversity coach, Fahima Mohammed. Fahima, good evening. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
So what's your take on this? Some people see these Ramadan lights in central London. There was a big opening as well, Sadiq Khan pushing a button and the lights going on, similar to Christmas lights. But the point made is that we don't have this for Easter. So is that fair? What's going on here?
Well, first thing, I think we need to understand that this is actually promoted by a registered charity, the Aziz Foundation, and they pay for it. So it's actually giving back to the community and to bring inclusivity into the streets of London, because the West End is home to that charity, and it's also bringing business into the local area. They have so much affiliation with regards to the community, the restaurants, giving freebies, giving lots of, sort of discounts and things like that. So it's a good thing. And a lot of the times we're always told, especially as a Muslim community, that we're not integrating, but we are inviting other people to see how we celebrate, how we live, and to also share in some of the things that we do, which is normal. There's nothing wrong in sort of having Christmas and Diwali and Hanukkah. They have all of that. So I don't know why there's even some sort of problem with that.
I guess the issue is that at Christmas, and I was down there myself, I did a small report on it, down in London, in Oxford Street, Regent Street, they didn't say Happy Christmas or Merry Christmas. They said Winter Wonder Lights and Holiday Fairy Tale and things like that. And I guess that's where part of the problem. Peter, I'll bring you into this. Do you accept Fahima's explanation there, that it's being inclusive?
Let me try and give some context as to why people have so many concerns about this. In the 1951 census of the UK, 26,000 people identified as Muslim. OK, now that number has grown to about 4 million, whilst the population, the general population, has doubled. So whilst the general population has swollen only by one time itself, the Muslim population in the UK, in my mother's lifetime, has grown by a factor of 180.
Well, sounds like we definitely need some Ramadan lights then.
So that gives concern to people, because it's a faith about which many people don't know anything about.
Well, that's why the conversation will be
the
open
only
about
time that they
now.
experience it in the media is when it's the very worst manifestations, dare I say, an abuse of that faith.
Paul?
So this is why people have their concerns.
Linda first.
Here's what I think. I think, actually, by all means, make the most of Ramadan. So if you're going to complain that actually not enough is made of a Christian festivity, which is the main Christian festivity, it's not Christmas, it is Easter, why don't you just do more about publicising Easter? I'm a Catholic, I'd be very happy with that.
100%.
And if you want to call yourself a Christian nation, do more Christian things.
Yeah, we practice more, we believe more, we have our faith. Is that our problem? And it is a private company who's actually paying for it. Everything that has been put up there for the other faiths, they've been paid for by the taxpayers. This is private.
Why do you think the Christmas lights from Sadiq Khan in London said Happy Holidays, Winter Wonder Lights? Why was there a deliberate
Discuss it with the organisers.
Yeah,
it should be there. I know a lot of Muslims...
I don't agree with that. That's totally wrong. It's Christmas. In fact, what's wrong is the over-commercialisation of Christmas. Christmas is a fundamentally religious festival, as is Easter.
Go on then, Paul.
That was long gone.
Well, I have to say, I was after the show where we discussed it, I went up and down Oxford Street and all around the West End. I mean, you couldn't move for messages saying Happy Christmas, or the angels displayed all over Oxford Street and Regent Street. I did, and you couldn't miss Christmas.
I don't see anything wrong with any sort of religion having that. It's not a problem. That's why we have these kind of things, so we can celebrate all of it and have these kind of open discussions. If we're having a negative connotation of why Muslims have done doubled, why they have all of these, you know, why we're in there. Well, now is the time to sort of see another side of it for a change and not criticise it for once.
Get yourself down to a Ramadan celebration.
Let me tell you a few words of warning about Leicester Square. If you go to Leicester Square, which is basically a crime-ridden cesspit,
I go there.
don't look up. Keep your eyes on your phone, your wallet, your possessions, and be aware of your surroundings. Believe you me, there's a massive crime committed there.
Yeah, don't wear your AP down there or your Rolex that your granny gave you for Christmas, because that will be long gone. OK, look, fascinating discussion. Thank you, Fahima, for joining us. I guess, as I've already said, I guess the concern from some people is that Sadiq Khan pushes every other alternative religion and celebration.
I don't think that's true either. I think he pushes for everything, and it's not him that decides it, nor pays for it either.
But it is him who decides. He's the Mayor of London. He can approve these things.
But even the Mayor of Westminster was there. It's actually the Mayor of Westminster was also there and also, you know, happy to do that. It's just that we report one side of it because we have our own personal prejudice.
Got it. All right, and happy Ramadan to you and your friends and family. Right, coming up...